Hello, I am Jennifer Fuller, and the topic I chose for my presentation is researching graphic organizers and describing the way in which they can be used in conjunction with more traditional assessment strategies. There are multiple conflicting definitions of what a graphic organizer exactly is and what can be counted as a graphic organizer. Some definitions even include maps as graphic organizers. Therefore, since there are so many conflicting definitions, the first thing that I wanted to do was clearly define what graphic organizers are. Therefore, graphic organizers are considered to be visual representations used to record information and diagrams that show how key concepts are related. Now, since we know what graphic organizers are, why should we use them? Graphic organizers reveal students' prior knowledge and promote active participation of students to facilitate comprehension. They help facilitate comprehension because, as Chapman and King stated in the text, they help to engage thinking, making facts easier to process because they are applied in a visual way. Graphic organizers have been used successfully with a wide variety of populations, and they are a great alternative for instruction and a formative assessment for those with learning disabilities or for ESL students. They have also been shown to enhance comprehension ability, they improve media literacy, and they improve vocabulary development. It was also stated in our text that including graphic organizers on tests would be more creative, challenging, and fun than traditional objective style items, which is true. Your students will have much more fun filling out a graphic organizer than they will completing a traditional formative assessment. Some of the most graphic organizers you can see listed above are timelines, charts, Venn diagrams, labeled pictures, and tree diagrams. Since I do not have time to go into every form of graphic organizers, I'll be focusing on just these types in my presentation. The first type of graphic organizer I will discuss is timelines. Timelines are a way to organize material that is related in a linear fashion. Often the material is related chronologically. Because they are used with chronological events, timelines can be used in subjects such as history to assess a student's knowledge of events. A teacher can provide events on a test and require a student to fill in the timeline in the correct order. Also, which many educators do not think of, timelines can be a great assessment of a student's reading ability and a comprehension. For example, after a book is read, students can sequence events of a story for a quick reading and assessment of understanding. Another great example of a graphic organizer is a chart such as the KWL or T-chart. KWL charts are great because first they lead to a brainstorming session by determining what students already know about the topic. They then help students figure out what they want to learn about the topic. Finally, they ask students to assess what they have learned. The KWL chart is a great way to get students invested in their own learning and to be able to see if your current style of teaching is really working for your students, and if you're reaching your students or if adjustments need to be made to a lesson. The chart can be used with a variety of lessons, including research, where you have your students write down information about the topic they are researching, and then where you assess what they have learned at the end of the lesson. It's also great for information that you're reading in a book that day. You can get them to fill out the KWL chart at the beginning of the lesson, and at the end you can see if you reached them and if they were able to grasp the story of the lesson and the story of the book. T-charts are probably the most basic and simplest of all graphic organizers. Therefore, they are a great way to introduce graphic organizers to your students. All an educator has to do is create a T-chart, is have the students create a large lowercase t on the page and provide the headings for the two sides. Then the students are able to fill in the chart. Easy as pie, isn't it? Because the T-chart is divided into two sections, it could be a great way to compare and contrast, or a great way for you to even have your students list similarities or differences. Because of its multiple uses and how easy it is for you to use, the T-chart could be a great, quick assessment after a lesson. The next graphic organizer I will discuss is the Venn diagram. Venn diagrams usually consist of overlapping circles, and they help depict concepts when these relationships are overlapping. Although Venn diagrams are primarily used for organizing and as a thinking tool, they are also a great form of assessment as long as the student is familiar with the material. For instance, in science, they can be used for classification purposes, allowing the students to compare and contrast the features of different animals. As you can see, this is pictured in the image above with the birds and the bats. If the students are given a list of all the features below the diagram of the birds and bats, they can then choose which part of the diagram they belong in, the birds section, the bats section, or both. This assessment could also be used with other subjects. For instance, Venn diagrams could be used to allow students to compare and contrast genres of literature, or they could put items that fit as multiples of 3 and multiples of 5 for math on a Venn diagram. Another use for the Venn diagram for assessment could be that all information is provided for the student, but the student's job is to interpret the Venn diagram instead of to fill it in. Labeled pictures are useful when terms are related by the thing to which they refer. They are more explanatory than some of the other graphic organizers, yet their use is somewhat narrower. However, they can be a great assessment for students to show that they know the location of terms that are being studied. I bet you all remember taking tests and completing worksheets in school where you had to complete a labeled picture. Maybe that frog you dissected, you had to go and fill in the picture of it. Yet you all remember this because the visual factor helps students remember. When the picture is used on a test and a word bank is provided, the students can then show that they know where the item is located at and that they are grasping the information. Labeled pictures can also be used as a quick formative assessment to allow teachers to see that students are understanding the material after the lesson. For example, pictured in the image above, in the library I could use a labeled picture of a book to make sure that students are actually learning the parts of a book. Finally, the last graphic organizer that I will be discussing is the tree diagram. Tree diagrams are usually used when some of the concepts represent subdivisions of other larger concepts. They get their name because of the way that they branch out like trees. Tree diagrams are useful because they help students make connections, and then educators can use them in assessments to see if the students are able to make the connections and if they're actually understanding. In the example above, if the teacher only provided parts of the tree diagram filled in and required the student to fill in the rest, as long as the educator is providing enough information, they are able to better assess the student's understanding of the subject. For example, if the teacher provided the tree diagram with the musical instrument, as long as they provide enough information, they can see if the student really knows which group the instruments belong in, the wind or non-wind, or brass, etc. They can also do this with the type of rocks graphic organizer. Even something as simple as just providing the graphic organizer with the type of rocks labeled ahead, they could get the student to fill in the sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. Although this can be written down, by providing it out in a visual manner, the student may be better to be able to connect with the material. With the visual appeal, students are more likely to make a connection. I know I was only able to discuss a few of the most popular graphic organizers, but there are many more organizers that have been created and are ready for you to use. To help you begin your search for the graphic organizers that fit your needs, I provided a list of online resources available, which are listed above. As you can tell from my presentation, graphic organizers help students process information because of their visual appeal. And when you apply them to the assessment process, you are able to tell if your student is truly understanding the information without having to use formal assessments such as written paragraphs. However, overall, I think that you are able to see that graphic organizers can be of great value to you in your lessons and an assessment. Thanks, and now go out there and use these graphic organizers.